Hello folks, Reverend Crystal Cox here, bringing back Goddess Church. And I want to share with you folks today the book of Secrets, Osho. You guys seen this book? I'm not scowling. I think I'm funny. I know. That's what happens when you're raised an only child. You think you're funny when sometimes you're not. So, okay. This book is like, well, it's like a big old Bible. You know, whatever age you folks are, I recommend that you write down what's your spiritual truths to you. Okay? There's so much stuff, you know, Swami and Yogi and Buddhist and all of these labels and words, and people are always telling me, you know, I can't grasp these spiritual concepts because I can't pronounce the name of some of these places or the name of the person who wrote it, you know, and they're really craving some simple spiritual truths. So they don't want to go through a book like this and find that sentence that just grabs them. You know, that's why quotes are so popular, because they just grab people and make them think, and that's kind of what people want to do. So, you know, I recommend that you have a journal, or actually you could type it, you know, because you can do books on lulu.com or different places and leave for your kids, your grandkids, on some of the quotes from the different places and people and channeled information or biblical scripture or Buddhist or just things you've heard in your life that you want to share with them to help them improve their quality of life or just inspire them later, you know. All right, I'm going to read to you whatever wants to be read, because that's how I believe. I use books kind of like oracle cards, you know. So, all right. This one is, in a world which is just an appearance, they have to deceive you to feel it is real. If you can look through the senses and remain alert, the world will by and by appear to you illusionary, dreamlike, and you will be able to penetrate to the substance, to the very substance of it. That substance is the Brahma. All right, so this book, Osho, is O-S-H-O. And it's 112 Keys to the Mysteries Within. Again, like I said earlier, I recommend that you folks write your own stuff. This one is copyrighted in 1974. It's a lot of really good information. And there's a lot of good information online right now, too. Okay, so I've read most of this book, but okay. The practice of witnessing makes me quiet, still and silent. But then the friends around me say that I become serious. There seems to be some substance in what they say. Please explain how one can grow simultaneously in stillness and playfulness. Right, so a lot of times when you get spiritual truths, you get real serious, and you kind of take everything because you're really, really trying to do right by spirit, or, you know, if you're just learning the scriptures, you're trying to do right by God, and it's hard to sometimes for these folks to lighten up and have fun, but, you know, joy is an energy that raises the consciousness too. Okay, if you have already become silent, you will not pay attention to what others are saying. If others' opinions are still important, say you shouldn't value the opinion of other people more than you value your opinion or your thoughts, your intuition, yourself. Okay, if others' opinions are still important, you are not silent. So if others' opinions still matter to you, then you really have not found that place in you, which is spirit, which is the place of calm, of stillness that you're seeking. Really, you are waiting for them to say something or for them to approve and appreciate that you have become silent. All right, so you find spirit and you're all zen and life is good and you want everybody to appreciate you. Yay, look what you found. Look how good you've done. And it just doesn't work that way. Your silence needs their approval? Question mark. You need them to certify it? Question mark. Then you are not confident that you have become silent. Others' opinions are meaningful only because you don't know anything. Opinion is never knowledge. You go on gathering others' opinions because you don't know what you are, who you are, what is happening to you. You have to ask others, what is happening to me? Folks, know your truth. You know how they say other people's opinion of me is none of my business? Well, it's really hard as a human being not to take other people's opinions to heart and alter ourselves. But if we know our own truth, we're not going to ask other people to validate it, right? And that doesn't mean like, asking someone for a reading or maybe someone to give you a second opinion on something you're buying or doing or giving you a reading, like an oracle reading, a spiritual reading to kind of maybe give you a second on your intuition. But if you're really, really certain of your intuition, you're not going to need anyone else's opinion, and their opinion isn't going to sway you. Okay? You have to ask others, ? If you are really silent, quiet, still, then there are no friends and no opinion is meaningful. Then you can laugh. Let them say whatever they say. Okay, so you can be light and playful. You can have people say whatever they say and still stay in your calm and center, and it won't bother you. But you become affected. Whatsoever they say goes deep into you. You become disturbed. Your silence is false, forced, cultivated. It is not a spontaneous flowering within you. You may have forced yourself to be silent, but you are boiling within. Then the silence is just on the surface. If someone says you are not silent, or if someone says this is not good, or if someone says this is false, then you are disturbed and the silence is gone. The silence is gone, that is why you are asking me this. There seems to be some substance in what they say. You have become serious. So what is wrong in being serious? If you are born serious to be serious, you will be serious. In other words, you'll be what you'll be. Just, whatever. Just be that, just lighten up. You cannot force playfulness. Otherwise, your playfulness will be serious. Right. I want to be playfulness, so I'm seriously going to force playfulness. That's funny. And you will destroy the whole play. There are serious players. They get so serious in their games and plays that it becomes even more anxiety creating. I was reading the memoirs of someone who was a great industrialist, much worried with day-to-day problems. Someone suggested golf. Play golf. That will be anxiety reducing. He started playing golf, but he was the same man. He became so excited about his golf that he couldn't sleep. He was playing the whole night. The industry was a burden, and now golf became a second burden, and a stronger one. He played golf, but with a serious mind, the same mind. Right, so you can be playful and light in anything you're doing, whether it's your job or your work or a game or whatever. It's a state of mind. If you are serious, you're serious. Nothing can be done about it. Be serious and remain serious. Then you have already started being playful. Then you are playful about your seriousness, not serious about it. You can take it as a play, so you say, okay, God has given me this role. Accept who you are, folks. Accept the role that you've been given. Allow yourself to be you. And don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up in your own mind. Okay, God has given me this role, so I will be serious, and I will play my seriousness. Then it will have disappeared deep down. Do you understand? You can create seriousness out of your playfulness, or you can create playfulness out of your seriousness. If you are a sad one, a serious one, tell everyone, I am born serious. I'm going to remain so. And I don't get serious about it. So, right. So I'm just serious. That's just the way I come across. But I'm not serious about it. That's just me. It's who I am. Be who you are. Don't make any excuses. Don't justify who you are. Just be who you are. Just be. Simply be. And then you can laugh about it and it will disappear. And you will not even become aware of it when it's disappeared. And don't pay attention to what others say. This is a disease. It is a disease, folks, to pay attention to what other people think of you and let that create your reality. They will drive you crazy, the others. Who are these others? And why are you so interested in them? They drive you crazy and you drive them crazy because you are the other to them. Why pay so much importance to the other's opinions? Pay attention to your own experience and remain true to your own experiences. Be true to you. Pay attention to your gut reaction, to your intuition, and be true to who you are. Don't let anyone's opinion sway anything that you do. They will make fun of you. They will ridicule you. They will maybe ridicule the way that you are praying, the way that you are doing your spirituality, the way that you're doing your life's mission, the way that you dress, the way that you do your job. Be who you are and be strong in that. And if you're around people who are constantly putting you down for it, don't be around them anymore. Okay? You have free will. So I'm going to say this again. I'm going to read this one again. And don't pay attention to what others say. This is a disease. This will drive you crazy, and you will drive them crazy. Who are these others, and why do you even care so much? They drive you crazy, you drive them crazy, because to them, you're the other. Why do you pay so much importance to them? Why does their opinion matter? Pay attention to your own experiences and remain true to your own experiences. That's what you're here for, folks. If you feel good in being serious, it is okay. If you feel you have become quiet and silent and still through your practice of witnessing, why be interested and why be disturbed by what other people say? So if it's just naturally you to just kind of be contemplative and sit and witness and be who you are, don't force yourself to be something else so that other people are more comfortable with you. Oftentimes we try to be a different version of ourselves so that other people are more comfortable with us. People in the room, strangers, family, and that's not really being true to who we know ourselves to be. The idea is to be true to who you know yourself to be, and I'm going to say that again. If you feel you have become quiet and silent and still through your practice of witnessing, why be interested and why be disturbed by what other people say? But we are not confident, so we must gather others' opinions. We must go on a signature campaign. You think I become a Buddha, so please sign. When everyone signs it and you have gathered many signatures, at least the majority, you think you are a Buddha. This is not the way to be an enlightened one. Folks, you know who you are. That's enough. It really, really is. And please explain how one can grow simultaneously in stillness and playfulness. Okay, that was the question, part of the original question. One grows. There has never been a case that is otherwise. One grows simultaneously in stillness and playfulness, but if your stillness is false, then the problem arises. All those who have known silence have always been playful, non-serious. They could laugh, and they could laugh not only at others, they could also laugh at themselves. Bodhidharma entered China 1400 years ago from India. He put one of his shoes on his head. One was on one of his feet and one was on his head. The Emperor of China, Wu, had come to welcome him. He became disturbed. There was many rumors, of course, that this man was strange. But he was an enlightened one, and the emperor wanted to welcome him to his kingdom. He became disturbed. His courtiers, they also became disturbed. What type of man was this? And he was laughing. I mean, it's a serious business here. Life, we all have a task. We all have stuff. We all have stress. Why not just have fun with it, have joy? It's funny. A friend of mine told me a while back she wanted me to remember the old cartoons where you had the sheep, the big white sheepdog and Wile E. Coyote. And the sheepdog was always trying to keep the coyotes off the sheep, right? And so they go in and show like the morning clock, and they both clock in right next to each other, to do their job. And the sheepdog would watch over all day, and the Wile E. Coyote would try to get in and get the sheep, and the dog would try to keep him out. And they'd play their game and their drum all day, and at the end of the day, they'd be in line again, and they'd be like, and they would clock out. And that's kind of what we're doing here on Earth, right? We're playing a role. All right, so why not just enjoy it? Why not laugh? And then if you have fun in something that other people think is serious, then they think you're crazy, and then they put you in a mental institute to try to put you on drugs, right? Strange. But he's got a shoe on his head. That's strange. No, that's breaking the norm, and that's being playful. It was not good to say anything before others, so when everyone had gone, and Bodhidharma had the emperor retired into Bodhidharma's room, the emperor asked, "Please tell me, why are you making such a fool of yourself? Why are you carrying one shoe on your head?" Bodhidharma laughed and said, "Because I can laugh at myself, and it is good to show you my reality. I am such a man, and I don't pay more importance to my head than I pay to my feet. I don't pay more attention to my head than I do my feet. Both are the same to me. Higher and lower have disappeared. And moreover, I want to tell you that I don't pay any significance to what others say about me. In other words, I don't care what you think about it either." Which is the most important thing that we learn as being human beings. Is the hardest lesson. It really is. "This is good. The first moment that I entered, I wanted you to know what type of man I am. The Bodhidharma was a rare jewel. Very few have existed who can compare to him. What was he showing? He is simply showing that on this path of spirituality, you are to go alone. As an individual, society becomes irrelevant. You are part of this world, but you're not of this world. Now, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Christian, Bible scripture is very much in not being of this world. You don't answer to man, you answer to God. Okay? And pagan and Wiccan and Buddhist, your relationship with spirit is about spirit. You judge yourself, okay? You die the same. Okay, we all die. We're all born. We all die. Okay, we do the best we can to raise our vibration, to do what we came here to do. I want to be a good person. I want to do good things for others. Everybody chooses, what it is that they want to do. Okay, we are alone in our spiritual journey. No matter who we're with, if we're all married up or whatever, we have, a bunch of kids, no matter who we have around us, we really are alone in our spirituality. We really have to be honorable and true to ourselves because that's our guide. Our gut is our guide. Our intuition is our guide. Our experiences, what we know to be true, is our guide. Someone had come to do an interview with George Jerdoff, the man who came was a big journalist. Jerdoff's disciples were very much excited because now the story was going to be in the big newspaper. And their master's photo and their master's news was going to be published. They cared very much. They paid much attention to the journalist. They virtually forgot their master. And they hung around the journalist. That's a good metaphor for society, right? So many people not connected to spirit, don't have a spiritual connection, don't pray, don't talk to spirit in any way, or not Buddhist, not pagan, don't have any spirituality at all, and they just kind of listen to media and direction and government and cops and officials and authorities, and they're just pushed around, and they're not listening to their master, which is their master within and their connection to spirit. They virtually forgot their master, and they hung around the journalist. Then the interview began, but really, it never began. When the journalist asked some questions to Jerdoff said, "Wait a minute." Just by his side was sitting a lady. He asked, "What day is today?" The lady said, "Sunday." He said, "How is that possible? Just the day before, it was Saturday. How could it be Sunday today?" "Just as the other day you said it is Saturday, and now it is Sunday. How after Saturday can Sunday come?" The journalist stood up. He said, "I am going. This man seems to be mad." All the disciples just couldn't understand what had happened. When the journalist had left, he was laughing. Jerdoff was laughing. "What others say is not relevant. What others say is not relevant. Be authentic to what you feel." But be authentic. Be authentic to what you feel. But be authentic. Be who you really are. If real silence happens to you, you will be able to laugh. It is about Dogen, one Zen master, that when he attained enlightenment, many people asked, "What did you do after that?" He said, "I ordered a cup of tea." What is there next? Everything is finished. And Dogen was serious about his playfulness, playful about his seriousness. Really, what remains? Don't pay much attention to what others say, and remember only one thing. Don't force and cultivate stillness. A cultivated stillness will be serious, ill, tense. But how can a real silence come to you? Try to understand this. You are tense, you are unhappy, you are depressed, angry, greedy, violent. 1,000 diseases are there. Still, you can practice silence. These diseases will be within you, and you can create a layer of silence. You can do transcendental meditation. You can use a mantra. The mantra is not going to change your violence, neither is it going to change your greed. It is not going to change anything deep. The mantra can just give a tranquilizing effect, just on the periphery. You will feel more silent. This is just a tranquilizer, a sound tranquilizer, and a tranquilizing is possible through many ways. When you repeat a mantra continuously, you become sleepy, and continuous repetition of a sound creates boredom and sleep. You feel relaxed, but this relaxation is just on the surface. Within, you remain the same. Go on practicing a mantra every day, and you will feel a certain stillness, but not really, because your disease has not changed. Your personality structure remains the same. It is just whitewashed. Stop the mantra, stop the practice, and all your disease comes up again. This is happening everywhere. Seekers move from one teacher to another. They go on moving, practicing, and when they stop their practices, they find they are the same. Nothing has happened. Nothing will happen in this way. These are cultivated silences. You have to go on cultivating them. Of course, if you go on cultivating them, they remain with you just like a habit. But if you break the habit, they disappear. A real silence comes not by just using some superficial technique, but by being aware of all that you are. Not only being aware, but remaining with the fact of what you are. So always be aware of what you are, who you are. Always stay in that moment, stay in the know. Always listening to your intuition, being true to you. That is your gut, that is your guide, that is what you came here to do. That's the lesson that you're supposed to do here. You know, you're not prompted to something because it's not what you're supposed to be doing. Remain with the fact. This is very difficult because the mind wants to change. How to change violence, how to change depression, how to change unhappiness. The mind seeks change to create somehow a better image in the future. Because of this, one goes on seeking this in that method. Remain with the fact and don't try to change it. Do this for 1 year. Fix a date and say that from this date, for 1 year, I will not think in terms of change. I will remain with whatsoever I am. I will just be alert and aware. I am not saying that you are not to do anything, but that alertness is the only effort. You have to be alert, not thinking in terms of change, remaining whatsoever you are, good, bad, or whatsoever. 1 year with no attitude of change, just being alert. Suddenly one day you will find you are no more the same. Alertness will have changed everything. In Zen they call it Zazen, Z-A-Z-E-N, just sitting and doing nothing. Whatsoever happens, happens. You are just sitting. Zazen means just sitting, doing nothing. In Zen monasteries, monks will sit for years, the whole day. You will think they are meditating. They are not. They are just sitting silently. And by silence, it is not that they are using some mantra to create any silence. They are simply sitting. If a leg goes dead, they feel it. They are alert. If the body feels tired, they are alert. The body feels tired. This is how the body has to feel. If thoughts are moving, they know it. They are not trying to stop them. They are not trying to push them away. They are not doing anything. Thoughts are just there, like clouds in the sky. But they know the clouds cannot destroy the sky. They come and go. So thoughts are moving in the sky, conscious. They come and go. They don't force them. They don't stop them. They don't do anything. They are just alert that the thoughts are moving. Sometimes depression comes. A cloud. Everything becomes shadowy. Sometimes happiness comes, a sunshine. Everything starts dancing, as if flowers have all opened up over the consciousness. But they are not disturbed by either, this or that, by cloudy weather or sunshine. They just wait and see that things are moving. They are just sitting on the bank of a river and everything goes on moving. They don't try to change anything. If a bad thought comes, they don't say, this is bad, because the moment you say this is bad, you have agreed to change it. The moment you say this is bad, you have pushed it away, you have condemned it, and you would like to change it into something good. They simply say, this is this, that is that. No condemnation, no evaluation, no justification, simply watching, simply witnessing. I'm going to end it there, folks. It's okay to simply witness. I believe that we create our reality, law of attraction, and you visualize what you want to pray, and you talk to your guides and angels, you pray, and you are grateful. But at the same time, you can't do this for others. So you have to just bear witness and allow things to ebb and flow. And it's almost as if there's others in us. We have thoughts. We have other people's thoughts. We have past life stuff, our parents in our head, or all our different experiences. And when we do like that, when we just sit there in stillness, and all these thoughts come and go, and lists and worries, and if we don't judge them or judge ourselves and we just let them come and go, we really do experience something new and something different. Anyway, folks, this is Osho, the Book of Secrets, and God has blessed you all.